Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday on Team Talks. Each episode we dive into the favourite book, habit or tool of our special guests. They share what inspires them and how it helped them grow personally and professionally. In this episode, Redefining Success, Lessons from a Solicitor, Presenter and Business Owner, it's a story of resilience, passion and breaking boundaries. Let's get started. I'm amazed by the number of things we've gone through in our conversations. Can you leave our audience with a non-fictional book to read to give them ideas, inspiration, things you've enjoyed?
Yeah, I recently read a book. It's called Britain is Better Than This by Gavin Esler. It's a politics. So my non-fiction books, they're always politics. It is fascinating. If anybody is interested in politics, regardless of what side of the political spectrum they're on, it is a very interesting read over the last couple of years, especially post-COVID and the state of the UK. It brings in how the media links to it. It teaches the reader the impact of the media, the things that somebody who's not fully invested in politics will not know. And it's 110% I would recommend it. It's really interesting.
Excellent. And that's Britain is Better Than This by Gavin Esler, is it?
Yes, I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. What about a tool or a habit that you couldn't do without? You find yourself relying on?
I think having a person that you can talk to.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister is nearly 10 years younger than me. However, she has always been a person that I can talk to about anything. So I was in first year of law school and reciting notes to her, and she was in year 5 and she was memorizing criminal law with me. So she learned the entirety of criminal law in first year with me. And she would go to school and she would talk about like mens rea, actus rea, and all these Latin terms. They were like, what are you teaching her? And I'm like, I'm sorry. But she's answering questions, she's flashcarding me. And even now, before I make any sort of decision, I will just call her over or drop her a message and I'll be like, this is what I'm doing. And sometimes just talking it out to someone who knows me better than anybody else, she'll understand A, what my thought process behind it is, B, why I'm doing it the way I'm about to do. And then C, she'll tell me if I'm doing it right or wrong. And it can be a small thing like, is my outfit okay because I thought of XYZ, to I'm thinking of switching jobs because of XYZ.
Brilliant. I think your sister needs a big hand up. But I think I classify her as a habit, not a tool example there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think she'd appreciate it. But yeah, a habit. And she has the same. She has the same thing. I think when she was in primary school, we started a thing where she would come home and she'd always want to tell me the gossip of what happened. And I'd be like, no. What is one good thing that happened and one thing that you learned? And we did this from year 1 all the way to year 11, right? And it got to the point where she would get in the car or she'd reach home and she'd be like, this is what I learned today and this is what happened unconsciously. Like she wouldn't even know. And even now when we video call her every night, she will tell me, she will like, this is one thing that, and I don't think she knows she does it anymore, but that's her habit with me. And I think that's really helpful for her.
I think that's helpful for everybody. Just to reflect upon your day, to say, what have you learned? Every day's a learning day. Good or bad things, you learn things, don't you?
110%.
Fantastic. Given that you've got a lot of good tools and habits already, are there anything you have in mind that you would like to try, you would like to have a go at, do you think?
I think I want to, I don't know how to explain it. I think I want to not necessarily be quicker at doing things, but I want to sit and be able to, you can't predict the future. The last couple of years have shown us this, but I want to be able to sit down and map out possible ways a decision can go. While I try and think that out, before I make a decision, I'm very, and I know this, I know that I am, but I'm very stubborn in the sense that once I made a decision mentally, I've made it, right? Like I made it. So I want to, before I, for example, do something like hire a new staff member or choose a new location for the tuition center, I want to sit down and almost like make a flow diagram of what this will lead to before finalizing it, rather than, and it's the legal thought process in my brain. I know that just means that I look at things and I'm like, and I chalk it out in my brain a little bit and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's done. But I want to go a little bit, one step further, and people keep talking about their 10-year plans. And I'm like, I don't have a plan for dinner, or I don't know what 10-year plan. My plans are like always in flux. So maybe chalk out not rigid, but like what do I want to do in the next 10 years? And rather than I want to do this by next year and this by next year.
Interesting. So sort of a vision and a dream as opposed to what's that?
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, map it out in a flow diagram. You're taking back to processes again, aren't you? You kind of,
yeah.
You can't help it. That's your maths brain coming out, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. And finally, what would you say to your teenage self? What do you wish you'd known, or what piece of advice would you give you?
I think I would say to relax. I don't think I've relaxed for the last, and I say this because all of my friends say to me all the time, they're like, you're so busy. And I'm like, no, I know I am. But I think I would say to relax, because I know that I stressed myself out at points where there was no need for me to stress out. It made sense then, but in hindsight, I was like, no, I could have just gone through it a lot more calmly. So I think I need, like, just take a step back and breathe before I do anything, because things have a way of working out. It just may not work out the way that you wanted it to. That doesn't mean it's not going to work out.
Interesting. No, I feel really bad asking you about future plans, making you think forward rather than relaxing today.
Well, that's okay.
That's a great piece of advice. As you say, don't worry. Things will happen. You can't control everything. Just relax into it. Yeah.
I say that to my listeners as well. And I give them an example. When I applied for uni, I didn't get into the degree or the uni I wanted because I missed it by 1 grade. And then I had a big breakdown in sixth form in my, in the middle of the canteen where they were handing out grades. I was just sobbing, and my mom was like, it's fine, it'll work out. And my head of sixth form was like, it's fine, it'll work out. And I was like, no, it won't. And it has, obviously. And they were trying to reassure me. And I was like, why are you being so nice? I was like, let me cry. Can I say this to my friends? 2 of my best friends, they're both guys. And I think they are engineers. So every time I come to them with a problem, they just give me solutions. And I'm like, no. Sometimes I just need to cry out. So let me just rant. So now every time I go to them, they say, do you want a solution, or do you just want us to listen? And I'm like, I just want you to listen, and you can give me solutions later. But at that age, when I was in my teenagers, I was just trying to find solutions constantly. But I feel like if I relax and it'll work out, even if I'm not the one to find the solution. I think 18, 16-year-old me would have liked to know.
Excellent advice. But as you say, sometimes we just need space to talk verbally, process it, don't we? Rather than get a solution. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, it has been a fantastic opportunity to speak to you and understand you even more than I have previously. I think you're going to go places, that's for sure. And you've got some great advice for us. So thank you so much. People want to get in touch with you. How can they find you?
So I have an Instagram. It's Lekhika.Chaudhary. It's my full name. Or I'm also on Twitter. It's just my name with an extra 2 A's. So you can find me there, and then you can listen to me if you want on air and drop a message, or we can chat there.
Okay, lovely. Well, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us on Team Talk. Wishing you all the best, and onwards and upwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for joining this episode of Wisdom Wednesdays on Team Talks. Remember, small changes can define key decisions in your success. Until next time.